woods, hidden behind the trees, you can find the beautiful fairyland. In order to enter the secret village, you have to cross over a bridge.
Watch your steps.
Weave through the flower beds.
Don't forget to smell the roses.
And slither through the tall grass.
We love to sway in the breeze.
Once you've reached the super secret doors, you need to say the secret word.
Open up!
Inside Fairyland, you will see lots of beautiful fairies. She will grow her wings and learn to fly. Once that happens, it's time for her to go out and find her special job in the world. That is just what happened to the fairy Megan one day when she got her wings. Her mother sent her off early one cloudy morning.
I'm the pink and white sparkle snow fairy, and I make pink and white sparkly snow. Now it's time for you to find your job.
Thanks, Mom. See you later.
First, she tested her wings for safety.
These should work just fine.
Then off she flew to explore her job opportunities. A group of lovely young fairies surrounded by animals came flying up to her.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm trying to find my special fairy job. What kind of fairies are you?
We're animal fairies. I take care of animals that don't have homes. I find homes for animals that don't have one. I teach animals how to fly. I'm a vet fairy, and I take care of animals and I help them find homes if they don't have one. Would you like to join us?
Megan was so excited and really wanted to join up with those beautiful fairies, but then she remembered.
My mom told me to take time to learn about different kind of fairy jobs before I make a decision. Let me see what other kinds of jobs a fairy can have.
Megan waved goodbye as the fairies flew off. And then she was surprised by flashes of color swirling around her. 5 fairies were racing through the air. And they stopped next to her on the line. And Megan asked,
"What kind of fairies are you?"
I'm a flower fairy. I plant flowers to make them grow. I'm a flower fairy too. I paint leaves green. I'm also a flower fairy. I help flowers grow. I'm a color fairy, and I make color all around. I'm a summer fairy. I paint leaves and feed the animals.
Wow, those sound great. Do you think I could be one of those jobs?
Of course you can.
Megan thought very hard for a moment and then said,
I'll get back to you.
the fairies flew off back to their homes. Just then the sky opened up and it started to rain. Suddenly a cold wind came rushing through and the rain turned to snow as a beautiful fairy flew up.
It's so cold.
Sorry, I'm a snow fairy. Don't worry, it's getting warmer.
She flew away with a wave, and the snow began to change back into rain. Megan continued to fly towards the ocean to see what other fairies she could find. As the rain cleared up, she reached the ocean, and 3 more lovely fairies came flying up to her. And they looked at her with a smile, and 2 of them said,
We're rainbow fairies. I'm Rosie. I'm Barbie. We make rainbows sparkle and shine.
The other fairy tapped her on the shoulder and said,
I'm an ocean fairy and I can turn into a mermaid.
As those fairies flew off, Megan looked around in amazement at all of the different fairies. But as she looked, she began to feel frustrated and started to cry. all of the fairies stood up and asked her,
What's wrong?
I just can't decide what kind of fairy to be.
Just then a lovely young fairy came flying up to her and patted her head gently. And she said,
I'm a star fairy. I'm a star fairy and I make stars in the sky. I think I know the perfect job.
What is it?
the fairies all gathered together to hear the Star Fairy's idea of a perfect job. And then they ran back to their home base. And they pointed up and said,
Look up in the sky!
Megan looked up as the clouds parted and saw the beautiful sun shining in the sky. And everyone said,
You can be a sun fairy!
I can?
Yes! The sun helps all living things grow. Our colors can't sparkle without the sun. Will you please be a sun fairy?
Megan looked up into the bright sunlight and said,
Of course I will.
and the fairy
Yay!
and she was the best sun fairy in the world.